If you started bullet journaling this year, but you're struggling to keep up with that habit right now, then this video is for you. Hi everyone, my name is Delphine and I've been bullet journaling pretty consistently since 2021. And here are a couple of tips and tricks for you. Today we're going to be looking at ways to simplify your bullet journal in order for you to keep up with that habit. Creating simpler themes allows you to cut back on the amount of time you spend on your journal. One of the ways to set up a quick and cohesive theme is to get a stamp set. This particular acrylic stamp set and ink pad are from the December subscription box from Archer & Olive. To create a simple February theme, we're going to play with the house stamp but with 3 different hues. The acrylic stamping block makes it really easy to see where you're going to actually put your stamp. And with the different hues, I think that this kind of looks like a Scandinavian theme. And finally, I'm going to take my calligraph pens from Archer & Olive to write February. As you can see, this was really quick to decorate and you did not need to be a doodle expert. Another way to simplify your journal is to use stickers. If you're in a really big time crunch, you can go the minimalist route and add a sticker or 2 to your cover and be done with it. And a very simple theme is valid. Your bullet journal should work for you and only you. But if you do have a little bit more time, then you can make a little collage using some paper scraps, washi tape, your stickers, and a mini calendar. In case you were wondering, I made the mini calendar myself by using a white sheet of paper and a black fine liner. I ran the fine liner on a ruler and occasionally removed pressure from the ruler to achieve a broken line effect. I then fill it out later with the days of the month. For a cohesive look, opt for supplies that fit the color story of your stickers. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Have fun with trying out different placements and don't try to make everything perfect. Have you ever thought of gluing a printable in your notebook or tracing the image of a printable? I actually made this printable, which you can find on the blog I wrote for Archer & Olive. By the way, some of the doodles were inspired by Ivana Journals, Amanda Rich Lee, Jenna Illustrated, and other pictures that I found on Pinterest. Using a printable can cut down the drafting of your theme or even the creation process altogether if you don't have a lot of time or if you're in a creative rut. As you can see, I decided to trace it, but I did skip showing you the back tracing to avoid a bit of repetition. This is obviously not the shortest option, but the fact remains that you do not have to do all of the research, the placement tryouts, practicing your doodles, and everything. So all in all, for a theme heavier on doodles, you still save a lot of time and you can focus on coloring your theme. Speaking of coloring, I decided to add color to my spread by using the calligraph pens from Archer & Olive. At this point, these are my favorite pens from the brand. Because they're dual-ended, they're very versatile if you want to do calligraphy or color your doodles with them. And by the way, this is your reminder that you can actually use my code Delphine10 for an extra 10% off at checkout for your Archer & Olive purchase. Have you ever tried to use a printable as your cover page? Another way to simplify your bullet journal is the use of Waterfall tabs for your weekly spreads. I kind of have to forbid myself from using them every single month to avoid 1. Being repetitive and 2. Having a weird thickness issue in my bullet journal. Now, why do I love them so much? They're a great time saver and in my opinion, they look great. You can either leave them blank or do as I am doing in this video, which is to add decorative washi tape. You truly can personalize those tabs however you want. For example, you could totally make the washi a lot thicker than I'm making it in this video. I also highly suggest cutting the corners of your pages to match with the rest of your journal. As you can see, and the different colored washi illustrates it, each page is 0.5 centimeters further than the other, which is basically one dotted column. This gives it the waterfall effect, and I love how you can see a glimpse of each washi when you open the spread. You can also make them any size you want, but I personally like it when both background pages still show. This means that the background pages can be embellished with stickers, stamps, or washi tape, depending on what you chose to do for your monthly theme, but you only have to draw daily boxes each week instead of having to set up an entire weekly spread with embellishments. For example, these are my December weekly spreads, and making them was super quick because of the waterfall tabs. I only had to draw the boxes and a couple of stickers, and boom, it was done. The final option I wanted to explore was the actual format of your notebook. Using a traveler's notebook, which is smaller than my typical A5, could ensure you spend less time planning and more time enjoying the use of your journal. Or how about a planner? Archer & Olive's planner already includes all of the monthly cover pages, so the only thing left to do is to color them. Actually, 1 month out of 2 is is a larger illustration like this one, and the other ones are a quote page with a simple illustration. And I have to admit, it was really nice to just shut my brain, listen to an audiobook, and color. I personally have the dated version of the planner, but it also comes undated if you're interested. The pages are Archer and Olive's signature crisp white 160 GSM paper, which is the best in my opinion to avoid bleeding on the other side of the page. Now my phone stopped recording, but here's a flip through of February. You have a full 2-page calendar, and all weekly spreads are already laid out and dotted to give you a little bit more structure. But in my opinion, you still have some space for creativity, for example, next to your cover page, or you could even make a collage on top of the small illustration if you have a little bit more time. I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know if you've tried any of these tips. Bye!